All right, Brian Thomas Jr. played for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Only got a little bit of playing time for him, and they didn't look his way a lot, but we still got to see a couple of interesting things. So yeah, let's just get into it. Let's start off with the play you see on the screen. It's going to be a man coverage concept, and you see the route he's running, just going to try and get towards the outside. A relatively simple route. This is going to be a weird play. I don't really know how else to describe it other than weird. First, look at Lawrence when this play begins. Watch how he kind of looks like he's ready for the ball, ready to throw it a little bit earlier, and then it's also dropped by Thomas. I'll show it a couple times so you see what I'm saying. But yeah, it seemed like the timing was a bit off. I think he was expecting Thomas to cut a little bit earlier, perhaps, and then also it's kind of weird that Thomas didn't make that grab there. Usually when he catches, again, maybe the timing being off is what confused things a little bit. I don't know. I mean, that's why you play in the preseason, right? People always say, oh, why do you risk injury? Well, because you're going to make some mistakes, especially with a young player like Brian Thomas Jr. Now they can go back to the huddle, say, hey, I need you to cut a little earlier, or, my bad, I'll throw it out a little bit later. And then you can not make these mistakes week one of the regular season. That's usually the mindset. And also, I mean, we got to talk about this play, the one big completion, the one that everyone's going to talk about, where it's a zone coverage concept, and you have Brian Thomas Jr. is going to run a route just trying to get over the middle right here. They're running a play action, and sometimes in preseason especially, all the players who are maybe not going to make the roster, they're trying to make a name for themselves. They're like, I got to make a play. They tend to bite pretty hard on play actions. Watch. As you see, Lawrence is going to run to play action, gets it over the middle, and that's kind of what happened, right? Atlanta got out of position, which, again, it makes sense, right? But you do have to give Thomas Jr. credit for, while it's not the most creative route in the world, he gets to his spot so quickly. He has that explosive speed that, while yes, it is backups out there, they still just can't pick up where he is with any speed that they would need to try and get to him. Because of this, Brian Thomas Jr. is able to make the grab, and again, with the speed, does good work in open space, and even makes the guy miss. I mean, this is really good stuff from Brian Thomas Jr. So, again, some people might, you can discredit it if you want to, I suppose, but there's a lot of good stuff here, I think. Now, I would say one other critique I have is I do feel like I would like to see him just win more. Like, it's a consistency thing. His wins look so impressive, but I think there's maybe a bit broader thing that we have to talk about, which is, so this play, it's going to be a route over the middle with a one-on-one matchup. You're going to see that when this play happens, you see he goes for the inside leverage, kind of just tries to get to his spot, but it's the NFL. You kind of can't do that, even against Atlanta's third stringers, right? I'm not going to say that you couldn't make a throw like this and try to make it work, but it'd be tough. There's no real separation. He's certainly not open in this situation. And to me, the reason is because there was a lack of a move. Wasn't really faking as though he's doing anything. In college, he very much was the just run to his spot kind of guy. It's why he was considered a prospect. Why, despite his athleticism being as good as those top three receivers that were drafted, why he fell a little bit in the draft. So again, it's just something he has to work on. Also, one more small thing. You see where he is on the field right here. Watch what happens. Lawrence is going to take the snap, and you see him in motion. He doesn't get the ball. That didn't happen. But I just found it interesting because I was keeping an eye on him, obviously making a video about him, and I saw him in motion constantly. So I don't know if that's something they're planning on doing. Maybe this is just something they're not planning on doing too much, but want to kind of show NFL teams that are watching this film. Maybe it's something they'll do. My guess is it's something they're going to do. I think they're going to get him on a lot of jet sweeps. They're going to get him with the ball in his hand, which again makes sense. We saw how good he was with the ball in his hands earlier with that catch. So yeah, I think it's interesting. But yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on Brian Thomas Jr. Just a kind of a quick film study. I'm not going to give him a rating because there's only a few plays. But yeah, some interesting things. Hopefully you found this video fascinating. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.